Hello! Welcome back to Voluminum. This is episode 35. I want to start by saying that if I could, I would re-release episode 34 and give it another week or two. I felt satisfied with the content at the time, but after watching again, I don't think I'll release an episode that short, nor one with as little content and as much talky talk. I want to keep my commitment to be able to show off something substantial each episode and be happy with it. It isn't that there was negative feedback for episode 34, it was just the lack of feedback that motivated me to take a second look and step back to realize I didn't do as good a job as I could have. So, in saying that, I'd like to start this episode off by showing you something I've been working on. Ta-da! These are automatic crop farms, villager crop farms. So these are actually ones that I found by justluke. He's part of Intech, and automatic crop farms are nothing new, especially villager crop farms these days. And these are just a little bit different because they don't utilize a villager in the middle for the villager to toss the crops to. The villager just kind of moseys around here, farms the crops, and the minecarts underneath pick all the items up and come and drop them off down here in these water streams. And then these are packed into boxes. So I've got all the filters here, all the storage is set up and done, as well as bone meal actually. So some of these filters lead to, you've got your potatoes, carrots, wheat, and beetroot. I think I've got 3 of each maybe, just to have excess, just to make sure we pick up all the items. And the seeds, actually, if they get tossed into it, will just go into composters. So these last 2, I think, kind of will filter out, these last 2 will filter out seeds, and they'll come down and go into this here, which will send the seeds up and go over along these hoppers and go into composters. And these will be bone mealed and also packed into shulker boxes. Yeah, we'll occasionally get a box of bone meal in here. So as you can see, these are built. There's 10 farms per column, and there are 4 columns. So I'm going to free cam here and give you a better look. These things are wired up really well already by justluke, so that's why I went with his design. It saved me having to actually think about how to wire these things up. So I did change the block palette to match kind of the alien looking block palette that we're going with these tetrahedron alien things. And you might notice there's a couple observer lines to turn things on and off, and this includes the farms themselves and the minecarts being, roaming around here. So it's important that while this is all loaded, or while this is all on, it needs to stay loaded so the minecarts don't get stuck. So I'll have to actually build a chunk loader up above that should be able to get all of these in it. What we need to do this episode is wire the on and off switch that is down here to the mothership, and also send the drops up into this mothership and into the storage. And this is our first set of farms. It's pretty exciting. But other than adding the minecarts, which I haven't done, so I need to place all the minecarts for each layer and till and plant all the crops. The dirt is not tilled and the crops need to be planted. Other than that, I need to just add villagers to these things, and they'll be rocking and rolling. So I need to wire this up to the mothership, like I said. So I think I'm actually going to start a stream pretty soon. And just a heads up, I am streaming more often these days after 2 p.m. Eastern. I have a lot more time to stream with the new schedule right now. So if you guys care to watch, I'm over there streaming most days during the week now, and we'll be working on stuff like this. And something else I wanted to say too is that I feel it's important to have a more personal kind of experience when you watch a Let's Play or, a world episode kind of like these. So even though I will be streaming, I'm going to try not to just use clips from the stream in episodes. I know content creators do that, and that's totally fine. That's, kind of how they want to do things. But the way I want to do this series is have my streams, but also have my episodes. And when there'll be episodes released, it'll be me talking to you and not just talking to other people in Discord or in stream. Like I said, not that there's anything wrong with that. Some people enjoy doing that, and that does take some of the work off of a content creator, including having to record and stream it separately. So you kind of just knock it all out in one with streaming. But I like to, talk about what I'm doing kind of directly to you guys opposed to stream. So just wanted to give my thoughts on that. But yeah, I'm going to start wiring this stuff up, adding the minecarts, tilling the grass, planting the crops, etc. Just a lot of busy work that probably won't be too interesting to watch, but if something comes up, I'll record it. Okay, that wasn't too bad. It is now the next day. Stream went pretty good yesterday, got a lot of stuff done, including wiring up all of the farms to the mothership. It wasn't really that bad. I basically just had to keep extending out these observer lines for each module. Let's go down here and you can see which one's which. Well, not here, but up in the mothership, it is wired up to there, and also the filters are added as well for all the crops. I think I explained the storage already, so I'll bypass that. But let's go up here and take a look at the control panel. You can see the lines right beside here. They went right up beside this water stream elevator. All right, so this is the top floor. Should be familiar. This is the storage. And I've also added in our first filters for the box sorting storage. We got our farms here. But if we go down one floor, very carefully, still need to make a proper little landing pad down here. But this will be the control panel floor, and these are our first controls for our first farms. So we've got our potato, beetroot, carrot, and wheat. So let's just stand for the potato here, and I'll hit this lever, and you'll be able to see the signal go down. Should be able to see the signal go down. I think this should turn this first module on. This one here. Yep. You can see the minecarts going off. So all this did was pull back this block, give this repeater signal, and send the minecarts on their way. Now if there were crops up here, it would pick them all up and come and drop them off on each side. So there's an unloader on this side as well as the other one for each floor. Bit noisy. And I still need to till all the dirt and plant the crops, but I'm gonna do that after I put the villagers in. And I just noticed that I missed some glass here, so need to come and fix this. But yeah, that's how you turn it on, and it could be turned off the same way. Just sends this signal down and retracts those blocks, so this powered rail is no longer powered and the minecarts will come park. But there's another signal here that goes up, and this just pulls up the composter, so the villagers will actually lose their job and won't be searching around for crops. And I think that helps with lag as well, turning them off so the villager isn't constantly trying to farm when it's farming time. So it's just a normal villager without a job once that composter's pulled up. And you may have noticed that little number there. I worked on this yesterday as well, and I'm gonna be changing it. I'm not happy with it. If you can see, it's the first kind of landing bay sort of thing. But as Stream pointed out, it looks more like a mouth for the ship. Like some kind of odd emote. So I was thinking today, and I think I'll actually extend the hangar, if that's what you want to call it, all the way across here and up above there. And I think I want to do this on all sides. So dig a window. So knock out a window here and there, or maybe just on this bottom part here on all sides, so it isn't too open. You know, in terms of development for the area, it would kind of make sense for the ship to have landed and now open up the hangars for things to come out or go in, if you can be imaginative enough and give the alien race their own kind of lore or projects they're trying to do. So like I said, all that needs to be done now is to move the villagers in and get them to start farming. So this is just a little tiny breeder here, set up temporarily to get enough villagers for this thing. We need 40 because there are 10 floors per column. So we've got to get to moving some villagers in here. And moving villagers is always so much fun. So let's get Jimmy and Jeff here moving. And I did think to block this other side off with a fence so he didn't go into the end or over here somewhere, or maybe up into the mothership. So I got to scoot this guy along here now. Yep, it's totally safe, bud. So I was actually gonna put him in back in a minecart and put him on a rail up to there, but it's nighttime, so he should actually kind of want to follow me if I can entice him with this bed. At the risk of him falling to his death, I think I'm gonna give this a try. So let's give him a chance to get up here. And there's a bed here, guy. Are you encouraged at all to come up here? You can get up there, right? Oh, why are you in the water? Can you not see that this is a... Maybe there's because there's no block under it. Let's try this way. Let's see. Do you care now? Are you stuck? Let me give you some help. There you go. Can you not see that you can go up that? Where's he trying to go? I'll go back in the portal. Might have to put this guy in a minecart. I want to go up there. Okay, he finally got up to this, but now he's in it, and I need to get him out of it. Don't fall to your death, thank you. Okay, yes, there's another bed there. Okay, don't walk off. Just a little bit further up here. I promise there is salvation for you. There you go. Yep, you see it. You see it. This is risky bisky. There you go. You're smart. Yes, that is a proper bed. A little bit further up, buddy. You're doing great. Just keep encouraging him along here. Don't misstep, please. That is a fall you will not survive. No. Yes, yes. Look at it. Doesn't it look so comfy? Yep, there you go. Now you're getting it. He's so disappointed. Alright, here you go. You should be able to see that, right? Yes. Okay. Perfect. Well done. Now I just need to do the same for the other guy. Ah, I didn't get quite all the way with this guy. It turned daytime too soon. But we can just rail cart him up there the rest of the way. No big deal. Huzzah! Almost. There you go, bud. And congratulations, you two are roommates. Alright, I've got this infinite villager breeder set up, just this temporary one. Just now waiting on this lovely couple to start breeding. So, like I said, we need 40 villagers. It's gonna take a little while. I think they'll make a couple babies a day, something like that. So, just got a little bit of waiting to do. So, I'm gonna place a bot here actually and work on some other things. Alright. It's coming along good. Already got some villagers growing up over there. Got a little baby hanging out. It's funny, I talked about in the stream a little bit. These guys are from the savanna biome, so and they were breeded in the birch forest / plains. So there must be a chance for them to be a normal looking villager or one from their biome, because these guys are definitely from the savanna. And, oh! Ah! I don't know what happened to these guys. I'll walk away for 5 minutes and come back and they are just losing it. Yeah, these guys are from the savannah, and so there must be a chance for them to have a savannah baby. Oh, also, I realized that I didn't include a time lapse of this build, and I assure you that I was recording one, but stream can attest to this. The recording just didn't save properly somehow at the end of the stream. To be fair, I should have recorded in shorter increments the replay and broke it up, but instead I would just start the recording and pause it when I went to bed for the night, and then I came home the next day. I would resume the recording, so it was a fairly lengthy recording. And I'm guessing the new computer that I have now isn't as beefy, so it had issues saving, and I only got about maybe the first few layers saved in a separate recording, so I didn't feel that needed to be included. If you were in stream and remember that, post and let me know if you were there for me realizing that it didn't save. But what can you do, you know? Alright, I just finished hooking up the item stream coming from the farms. They go along here parallel with the on and off switches, and it just goes right up along with them as well, and then up into the storage. So the good thing about adding this line in here finally is that when I start to build other farms in the area, I can just hook them up to the bottom of this, and only one line needs to go up instead of separate lines coming in from all over the place. I can just hook them up down there out of the way, so it doesn't have to be like this crazy web of a piping system in here. So this is all hooked up now and ready for items to come in. So yeah, now we're just waiting on villagers to breed, and I'll start putting them in. Then I can till the soil and start planting crops for them, and add a chunk loader up above to have an on and off switch for that, in case, like I said, I don't want to leave the area and accidentally forget that the farms are on and have the minecarts get stuck. So I want to have a chunk loader there that I can turn on and off as well. Well, Mr. Villager here is a pretty good job and has helped load the area for all of these villagers to be bred. And there are a ton of them. A lot of willing participants right here. I think there's like 30 right in this one spot, maybe 40 or 50. But probably good to turn this thing off now. Alright, welcome back. As you can see here behind me, these rooms are filled with villagers now. This is the remaining track that's left from moving them all. What I can't show you, however, is the replay I was going to make of me moving all the villagers into their cells. I even did it neat and organized. They all came from one rail line and went into each floor perfectly in line, one by one. It was going to be a really nice replay, actually. However, it didn't save, just like the building of the farms themselves. So I'm just a little bit peeved. Okay, I feel a little bit better now. Well, at least they are all in now. I know now all I have to do is plant the crops and they're good to go. I think I do need to fill at least the wheat villager inventories with just seeds so they can't craft bread. So they should only be able to pick up seed, and that'll allow them to just replant the seeds only and not pick up wheat to craft bread, because I don't necessarily want bread in here. This is just for wheat. And there was only one villager left. I almost timed it perfectly. There's one lonely villager left here in the holding cell. Very sorry you didn't get to join your workmates. And I did work on extending that hangar. Let's turn this camera right off so you can get a better look at how it looks naturally. I think it looks better than it did. The better, the little tiny emote mouth that I'm referring to. I think this looks better. I think I still want to do one across the top as well and see how that looks. Let me know what you guys think. I think kind of having some open slits in this thing will give it a little bit more to look at than just the end stone and warp blocks. Even though it is a peculiar looking shape, maybe give it some more to look at on the side, I think would be good. And it's also nice to have some utility. I can actually fly in and out of the base without having to go to the bottom now. Want some seeds? There you go. Aha! Inventory, Minecraft wheat seeds. How big is a villager inventory? Okay, apparently villagers have 8 inventory slots. I was not aware. I thought it was more like 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, wow. That's a lot of inventory slots. So I might not even have enough seeds to fill all the inventory slots of these villagers. But the carrots and potatoes are planted. These 2 columns here are actually ready to be turned on and they can be farmed. But I want to wait until I finish this whole thing to start turning on anything. Give these guys jobs. Obviously got to be sure not to actually trade with them once they get jobs, because then they won't lose it once they lose their job site. But now it's just a matter of tedious filling inventories of the beetroot and wheat farmers. The wheat is actually all planted. All I gotta do is finish planting the beetroot and do the same for those guys. So somewhere along the line I convinced myself that the beetroot villagers also needed their inventories filled with seeds for whatever reason. But they do not. They'll be able to farm beetroots just fine. And all of the wheat villagers, their inventories have been filled. So these are all ready to go. So yep, these things are all done now. And I even filled back in the ground that I was in the area around these farms that I kind of messed up. Just put grass back there. As you can see, I've been path blocking a lot more. But now there's not this big hole in the ground here and over in the middle as well. And you may be wondering what this stream in the middle here is all the way up. This is actually a chunk loader. So we can actually take it to the top if we want to anytime to come up here and make sure things are going smoothly. This is just your standard chunk loader with the minecart going through the portal. And that bubble column there was a good idea by my good friend Zuck, General Zucky. But basically, you move the soul sand back and forth, causing the bubble column, or causing that top source block to change into a regular water source block and a bubble column. So you can see I've added another line here just across the top of these things to try and keep everything nice and tidy. We go through here, this is just another line that sends a signal all the way down to that piston. So once this gets a signal, it'll extend this soul sand block out and it'll just be a regular water source block at the top. And then if we turn it back off, switch the lever again, it'll pull the soul sand back And that observer at the very top there detects it immediately almost. We could demonstrate that here. We got a chunk loader spot now. So let's go up here where we can see. It's pretty quick. So I'm gonna hit deliver now. We'll see how fast this changes. It's pretty quick. So then now we had to turn the chunk loader on. It is on, so the chunk loader is good to go. Now we can turn on any of these farms, and I wanted to do these with you guys for the very first time. So let's just start with the potato. Check this out. This should be on the very far left side here. Turning it on now. Beautiful. All the minecarts are off. Job sites are down. Yep, they're picking them up. Perfect. They're already farming, yeah. And like I said, I've had this stuff planted for a while, so it's all had time to grow. We'll go ahead and turn the beetroot on too. Let's go back here and watch this. Oh yes. You can see the MSPT up there is going up steadily. Now this is back on a single player world, and this computer isn't as beefy like I said, so it's having a little bit more of a time trying to keep everything running smoothly, but lithium and sodium are installed, so it should help some things, as well as phosphor. Yeah, all these guys should be farming now. Nice. The carrot should be this one front and center here. Beautiful. And now, last but not least, wheat. All right, these guys are going. Now let's see if we can't see the first bit of potatoes coming out. So where's the minecart at? Okay, some of these did fall down. Coming along the water streams, being loaded into shulker boxes. Perfect. And once these boxes are full, it'll break, send them down to this dropper, and send them along the water stream right up to the storage. So something else I added was this little bed setup here. And this is just a really simple AFK. So I can set up an auto clicker to hold right click on the bed like this and just stay in here. I'm facing east. So what'll happen is I'll sleep in the bed. I'll come out on top of the head part there. This water stream will move me to the side, and I'll land on top of this chest. And this is actually the AFK point for this entire area. AFK point for this despawn sphere here. So the reason I wanted this is so I can skip night. If I'm trying to farm up a bunch of crops, the villagers will only work during their work hours, obviously. So I want to be able to have them working as much of the time as I can. So this little setup here will allow me to do that. So just stand on this chest, set up a script to just hold right click, and every time I skip the night, I'll pop up right here on top of the bed, be pushed back down, and be aligned with the bed again. Alright, thanks to our little handy window here that we've made, we can kind of see it's getting nighttime. Let's see if we can't demonstrate this really quickly. And we're out of the bed. Just like that. Alright, one more thing before I let you all go. I've decided to reverse my decision on changing the title of the series. I know there may be confusion at this point, but better to do it now than later. I've put a lot more thought into it, and though it may seem minute, I think it matters. Initially, I was told by a few that they thought Voluminum was an SSP or something, and honestly, I made sort of a knee-jerk reaction to hearing that. Also thinking it would pop up more often in the search results if it was named something so simple, but I never sought to make this a series I try to gain viewership from. I wouldn't even consider myself an entertainer of sorts, just someone that loves Minecraft, and maybe anyone watching likes what I'm doing. From the start, I just wanted to mostly document my gameplay of this one world and see how amazing I can make it. Not for everyone else, but because I enjoy it. If people come along for the ride, then more the merrier. So the title and name of the series will go back to Voluminum SSP instead of the generic title I have currently. So like I said, I understand this may cause some confusion, but at the end of the day, I want to put myself back in the mindset I had when I started the series and make sure I'm enjoying it more than trying to appeal to anyone. I think it'll work out better that way anyhow. But that's going to do it for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time.